Welcome back, guys. We are Formation Alpha. I'm Brandon Castellanos.
I'm Jenny Galindo.
I'm Jerry Galindo.
And I'm playing Odyssey.
Bryan.
Bryan.
I'm Bryan.
It's Bryan.
Okay, 3 topics right now. We're going to talk about the new Stranger Things. New season came out. Nintendo Direct's Animal Crossing announcement, their Pocket Camp edition. That's pretty cool. And Mario Odyssey, big one. So, Stranger Things, I'll be honest, I did not watch the first episode.
Yeah, we didn't watch the first episode, but Jerry and Bryan did.
And
so
Kyle
and
did
Kyle
as well.
did
I
too.
binge watched the entire second season.
So what are your
You
first
know.
impressions?
No.
Okay, so for the first episode, it was actually not too much, really. Are you just laughing just because I'm not even looking at the camera?
Switch and look
I'm
at our
playing
loyal
Odyssey.
viewers
Okay.
in the eye or in the
Yes,
camera.
Bryan. They want to see you look in their eye and talk to
Look,
them.
you can play it when we're talking about Odyssey.
It's okay. Some people
You
just
see?
listen.
Yeah. Not everyone watches it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watch.
Anyway.
We're still rolling.
Okay. So anyway, back to before I was rudely interrupted. The first episode gives me doesn't really reveal too much. We got introduced to one new character and possibly some other new characters that are going to be in the show. We learn a bit more about Elle, and that's really all I can say.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I saw the first episode. I haven't seen any more, but I like where they're going. They're paving the road. It's a good setup episode. They're like, this is, this isn't a spoiler, but this is season 2. I believe is taken an entire year, right, since the events.
Has it?
Yeah, I think
yes.
so. Yes. So
Okay.
there's still the whole Bush and Reagan, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they
there's
have
still that Bush and Reagan poster outside the house, so it's still in '86. It's just a whole 12 months after. But yeah, I like where they're going. They really set it up to a point where they familiarize you again with all the characters. And Netflix has a great thing right now where if you play the episode, it plays a super montage of the first season
Oh yeah.
in like 3 minutes, and it really just caught me up real quick because that was a long time ago that I saw
cool.
season 1.
Okay. So from the trailer, it kind of had some Halloween vibe. Like it looks like it's kind of taking place on Halloween. Are you
Yeah.
getting that from the first episode
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, it's around
They're
that
getting
time.
ready for like it's like October.
Yeah,
it's
they're talking.
October.
They're talking about like
Okay.
candy and trick or treating and
Okay,
stuff.
that's
Sometimes.
cool.
Pumpkins
I
and
like
all that
that.
stuff.
It's cool. It feels like really festive because it's, it is Halloween essentially. So it's
I
pretty
think
cool.
It's important to bring in Kyle in this because he's actually seen the whole season.
I was saying, so Kyle, did you?
I feel like we're reporters and we're like,
right? No. So
So Kyle, you're out there. On
the
field.
season came out yesterday, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
You saw the entire thing yesterday.
Yes.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I was gonna do that.
I had nothing better else to do, so might as well binge watch it.
Was it okay? Was that at least like enticing enough for you to keep wanting to watch? Like, did every episode leave you like on a cliffhanger where you
Yes,
want
it
to know
did.
more?
It's like, okay, now I want to watch this one now. Okay, no, screw it. I'm gonna watch everything now because it's like,
Yep.
I
That's how I
what happens
felt.
next. I just want to see what happens next.
And it's what 9 episodes, I think.
Yes, it's 9 episodes for this season.
Okay, I feel like I can knock that out fairly quickly.
Yeah.
You can knock it out in like 9 hours.
I'm not gonna sit for 9 hours though.
Yeah, I'm not. No,
I did that
thank
with
you.
I
Stranger
can't do
Things.
that.
I think we pretty much watched the whole first season in one day.
No, the first season I think the most I saw together was like 3 episodes. Okay, then I'm good. I'll watch more tomorrow. I don't know. To me, I don't like to
Binge.
binge. Yeah, I gotta process some things. I'm like I gotta take a day off. Like let me just process what I watched, and then not only that, but I gotta want to make it last a little bit. So
I processed on
stopped.
the bad.
I had to stop binge watching.
Real time.
Ever since I binged Detective Conan, because my God, for those of you who don't know what Detective Conan is, it's an anime that is currently at 870 episodes.
Why do you subject yourself to watching like 800 plus episodes?
Okay,
of that?
okay. So the thing was, I didn't know it was that many episodes when I started, because I remember I watched in English as a kid. So I was like, oh, cool. It was only 130 episodes. Let me watch. And then I watched it, and then they were like, oh, look, you can watch the rest of it in Japanese. And I was like, well, I want to know what happens, so I did. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like getting to like the 300s. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how long is this? So I finally decided to look up a like a video list, and it was like at 600.
Good thing Stranger Things isn't 500 episodes.
Yeah.
I know that draw me out.
So because that kind of ruined binge watching for me, because I was like, Jesus Christ. So
You feel
even like now.
disgusted afterwards.
Oh
too.
yeah, definitely. It was
You're like,
awful.
I think-
"Ugh, I just
Kyle, get the secret to the right of you. Jump up.
Oh.
No,
There-
no.
Kyle's
there-
playing-
there-
Kyle, go to
yeah.
the
Kyle's
right.
playing
Go to the right.
Odyssey
Jump.
for those
No,
who
jump up in the wall.
don't know.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, I
Nice.
wish this camera could pan
Yeah.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
Sorry.
we could have this live feed.
No.
Hey, I did the same exact thing to you and Brandon when you played this level. Remember? They
Oh,
actually went through the
yeah.
tunnel, and I walked
Guys.
past. I walked past. I was like, guys, you need to go the hell back.
Yeah,
'cause
go
th-
back.
To
There
be
is a
fair,
moon there.
if I was playing, I would have caught it. Just letting you guys know.
Okay.
I saw
Together.
something transparent.
Yeah, but
I was
you
like,
you
that's
had
not-
the control though.
Yeah, and then right now I'm currently playing because I'm trying to beat the water level.
Anyways, okay, we're not talking about
Okay,
Odyssey
sorry,
yet.
not yet,
Okay,
not yet,
Stranger
not
Things,
yet.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
So,
Sorry.
Stranger Things paving the way towards the new season. Really excited. You guys hopefully get caught up, and we
Yeah.
can talk about it next episode.
Mm-hmm.
As people have been saying, it's not as good as the original, but I think every sequel kind of doesn't really isn't as good
It
as
was
the
very-
original.
The first season
Except
was
Shrek
very
2.
hyped.
Well,
Shrek 2 was amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Love
look.
Shrek
To be honest, okay, when the first one came out, no one knew what to expect. So of course, naturally, it's going to be better.
Everyone's just gonna
now,
love
Yeah.
yeah. So with this new one coming out, we have a set standard,
Mm.
and sometimes sequels don't always meet that set standard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So-
definitely a
I
point.
mean, I would consider this season 2 like a good sequel season. Like not as good as the original, but still fun to watch.
Yep.
Interesting.
Would you be excited for a third season?
Yes.
Yeah.
and it
Is-
will
Does
happen.
it leave on a cliffhanger?
Well, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
why would
yeah,
you
yeah,
ask
yeah,
that
yeah,
question?
no.
Yeah.
Let's leave that out.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I'm excited. I think it's really going places. It's one of Netflix's strongest originals,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think I'm really excited about it. I want to, like Brandon said, take my time when watching it. I'm probably gonna watch like 2 episodes a day throughout the week, and then finish it off like that because I'm not gonna binge it all in one
I
day.
think it's cool that they're releasing it with the intentions that people are going to binge watch it because
Mhm.
it takes place in October. They're releasing it in October.
Yep.
They know people are going to sit down and just like binge watch it
Yep.
until it's done.
Brian was telling me that my grandma saw,
Oh.
and she's like, "What'd she say, Brian?"
My grandma was upset. She's like, "Mijo, they only put it 9 episodes." And I was like, I was like, "I know they did." And she's like, "That's not enough. I can finish that in like a day or 2.
Yep.
So I was like,
No, that is definitely a strong argument. I'm just like, really, a whole year's worth
Yeah.
of production
9
just for 9 episodes?
my grandma, I love her. She's like, "Mijo, you gotta message Netflix."
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write them a strongly worded letter.
Yes,
We
amp up production,
Yes.
please.
She's like, "It's gonna be another year. I don't know if I'm gonna be alive another year."
Oh.
I'm like,
Grandma.
I'm like, Jesus. She's fine. She's in good health.
Yeah, she is.
She's in great
Yeah,
health.
She likes
Yeah.
to joke.
Yeah.
Even like with the Marvel movies, she'll be like, because I told her, she's like, "When's the new Thor Avengers gonna come out?" And I told her, Thor's coming out this month, and then next month, not next month, next year in the summer, the new Avengers will come out, and she's like, "Okay." I'm like, "But it's gonna be in 2 parts." Like, "Oh my God, forget it." She's like, Mijo, then she'll be saying to Mijo, "You need to write to them and say, hey, my grandma needs to watch all these movies."
If
I ended
only,
up-
if only it was that easy.
Right?
I ended up seeing her yesterday, and she's like, "Mijo, how's that letter coming along?" And I was like,
Ah.
"You know what? It's in the rough draft stage. I
I
can't."
have it
really-
on Google Drive. I'm
Yeah,
sharing it with like
That's
3 other
so
people
funny.
and
Yeah.
editing it.
We're
I
Don't
just
worry, it'll be
picture
done
Netflix,
soon, just not
like-
now.
We're gonna put it on
Like,
Gawker.
Yeah.
Johnson, get on this.
Get on this quick. We got a strongly worded letter. We have to change things
A
fast.
multi-million-dollar production company is gonna bend over backwards for a letter.
Hey man,
Yes.
there was that one guy who he wrote a letter to, I don't know, whoever's in charge of Star Wars, and he got to watch Episode 7 before it was released to the general public because he
My
was sick.
Oh,
And
lucky
he did-
guy.
And
I saw
he
that.
passed away before the
saw
movie came
that.
out.
I
Yeah.
heard about that.
Oh, man.
He had like a month.
At least you
when
saw it.
The movie
Yeah.
had come out like a few months.
awesome.
What if they just emailed him back? No, sir. We apologize. Our confidentiality is strictly. What if like he was? What if he was like a complete a-hole and like right after seeing it, he just posted on Twitter, "Han dies.
Go home.
Just
Don't
like-
waste your money.
Han dies just like me in a couple months."
Oh,
But,
God.
God, okay.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, that's cool, and I hope. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
get hate on this
Too
one.
far,
Yeah.
too far.
I'm
Jerry.
sorry. But yeah, that's cool. I don't know how else
I'm
to.
gonna get someone offended.
Listen, I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm sure he's in.
We all have cruel sense of humor.
He's
on
with
this
he's with
podcast.
Jar
Yeah, we
Jar
do,
now in
so.
heaven.
You don't know that by now,
Yeah.
But
So anything?
wait, what were we
new
even
on
talking about?
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
Talking about Stranger
Originally
Things.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
now we're talking about dead people.
This is only one
Okay.
episode. I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah,
so,
I don't want to say too much because again, I only saw one episode.
Yeah,
I
and
can't
it
really.
just came out.
It
Yeah.
is a good first episode.
Oh,
though.
so this
It
reminds
is.
me about.
My dad will disagree with you. He said the first episode kind of dragged.
What, that ending
Well,
though?
Dad
How
doesn't
can
have a
you-
good taste
Yeah.
in movies.
That ending
Yeah.
is so
it's setting
good.
up though. Like that's
Yeah,
why
I know.
It's setting
I know
up.
that, guys. But
It's
my
a
dad,
drag. It's the first episode.
But okay, guys. But
Watch
Watch
Ninja Warrior.
guys, to be fair, my dad also did not like get into Stranger Things for a bit. Like we were like 5 minutes in, like Will was still riding his bike home, and my dad's like, you know, I don't think I'm gonna like this.
I agree with
I'm
you
like-
that though. I was in that same position. I'm a horrible person, but yeah, I know. I was just like that. I was like, I don't like this show. I don't know why they have like these kid actors.
I was
I just had to be educated.
As the music started playing.
at the
I was
beginning, like
"Hmm."
when the guy, the scientist is running in the lab. I'm like, what's he
I don't
running from?
know.
I was already intrigued. I'm like, you got me hooked. I want to know what he's running from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kyle, you can hit those back with the hat.
I know. Hate
Bless
forgetting.
you.
I'm sorry,
You're
guys.
the first sneeze on
Yes.
top. No,
Okay.
what do I-
Anyway, next.
Wait, hold on. So you were mentioning that one actor who lost his manager,
Mhm.
and now he's not going to
His
be in
agent.
his agent. He's not going to be on season 3.
He's not confirmed for season 3 because he lost his agent because his agent was allegedly having sexual relations with children.
Oh boy.
Yes.
So we might, and that's
Aw.
because he's like that.
But
main-
however, he's gonna
actor.
be he's gonna be with a new agent in a couple months
I was gonna
before
say,
the shooting
yeah.
of season 3.
I
And
mean,
I'm sure
it-
he'll be fine. It's just he's taking a strong stance, jeopardizing his career by firing that agent. When most people in that situation would just turn a blind eye because you
Yeah.
know they already have.
But
Like,
who's
a lot of
good?
money.
Okay, but this kid is like super talented. Who's
Yep.
not gonna want to pick
I
him
want
up?
to get his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
His name is Finn Wolfhard. He also
Oh,
came out on
there you
Game
go.
Grumps.
Unless
He's a
like
big
you
Game
know
Grumps
every
fan.
agent
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
that's right,
pervert
yeah.
and like he's gonna tell on me. Never mind. I don't want to take him. He's gonna tell on me.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
kind of like that's a bad mentality for agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. He's
Yeah,
a
he'll be
big.
fine.
I don't know. Good for him.
He's
Yeah.
the head of that show anyway, so if anything, Netflix will just directly, you know, get
Hire
him an
him.
agent and stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's a lot of you hear about it now. A lot of like people are coming out, you know, sharing their experiences.
Yep.
You know, like all this time. I kudos to him for coming out so
Yeah, I
early
know.
and
Yeah.
saying it.
at a
early
young
on.
age too, any other
Yeah.
kid would have just like been. I know I would have just been like, who cares?
Yeah.
Well, that's me. You know.
Or
What I
his,
mean?
or his parents.
Jerry.
Too.
I'm sorry. What?
His parents too were probably like they could have easily been like, no,
Yeah, I
we're
know.
gonna keep this to ourselves
No.
because you know our sons.
From what I heard, it was a direct
actor.
like thing from him. Like he did not
Good,
have
that's
any
good.
other. Yeah. Like as soon as he
Good.
heard about it, he's like, "We're done. Like
Yeah.
I'm over you."
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
Smart
that's good.
kid.
Honestly, I don't see how it's gonna hurt him.
Nope,
I mean, if,
I don't.
Yeah.
If anything, it's building his credibility as an actor, and you know, he actually is taking a firm stand against all the corruption.
Yeah, when a lot of other actors and stuff
Yeah.
would just be okay
So
with.
I think, and even then, like you guys said, he is very talented. He'll be fine.
Mhm.
He'll
He
find an agent.
He was in the new moon,
It-
the new movie, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, he was in
Yes.
it. He was really good. Really good in that movie.
So good kid. Know him personally.
Good
and
kid.
Really good.
Good friend.
Really
Along
good
with
friend.
JJ.
Along with JJ,
JJ
great
Abrams.
people. Love working with them. They know what they're doing.
All right, should we move on to Animal Crossing?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
should.
Hello, Cross.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a compilation up of how many times I scream on the podcast. I think I scream a lot.
Oh, we should.
Because I get so excited. Or if
It's
someone.
screaming. It's saying
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
Yeah.
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 I'm guilty of that. So I want to start this off.
Start it
Go ahead,
off.
go ahead.
I-
Start us
Take
off.
it away, Jerry.
I've invested over 300 hours in Animal Crossing on the 3DS, and I introduced you into it. I
Yes,
introduced lots of my
Right.
friends into it. I love Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS, so much so that I bought like a 3DS version of Animal Crossing.
And I bought the 3DS.
You bought the same thing,
Happy
yeah.
Home
Mhm.
Designer.
Great games, they're great Nintendo first parties, and now they're coming to the iPhone.
Yep.
So Nintendo held an Animal Crossing event, the mobile direct they called it. They said there would be no coverage on Switch games. There
It's
would be no
just-
coverage on anything else except for the mobile game, which we knew about since E3 2015 when they briefly mentioned it
Mhm.
during their conference. They were just like, "Oh, and by the way, there's an
We're
Animal
making Animal
Crossing."
Crossing for
For
the iPhone,
phones,
for the App Store.
but
We didn't know what it was about or if it was anything like
they
New
didn't talk
Leaf.
anything about it. So everyone was kind of. I know I definitely was just like not on. I was not caught up with it or didn't even care. I didn't even remember them saying that. I
Yeah.
knew it was a thing, but I never knew it actually happened.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, they were like, the day before the direct, they were like, "Hey, surprise, surprise! There's a direct, and we're talking about it." So now we have Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which you and Brandon and I all saw the 15-minute
Mhm.
video.
Yes. We
Um, Bryan actually just
I
saw
saw
like
a
the
brief
quick.
little-
Yeah, I saw the
snippet.
quick.
Yeah.
The quick version.
My thoughts, and from playing it, because it comes out late November and I got early access to it, I'm already playing it right now. Fantastic game. It's just awesome. I love it so much. It's nothing like Pokemon Go, which I was scared of, or VR. I was
Yeah.
really scared about any of that. AR, sorry.
Mhm.
I hate all that. I just wanted a simple game like Super Mario Run. So
Yeah.
I really like it. What are your all's opinions?
I think it turned New Leaf, like everything we like about New Leaf, they moved it to like the mobile app. So I like it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's something really good to be excited about. And I know, Brandon, you were saying you're just definitely on board, right? Playing it?
Okay, I'll be honest. I've never played Animal Crossing. It was just a game that it didn't catch my interest. You know.
I mean, and I completely understand that too.
I
It is not
I
a
can
game.
see that too, because before I played New Leaf, I'd asked you. I was like, "What is it?"
You
I
were
don't
very
really know. I don't
skeptical.
really know what it's about. I know a lot of people play and it's really big.
It's
but I
like a
wasn't sure
niche
why.
community
And
that
you were like,
plays
it's
it.
kind of similar to like Sims.
Yeah,
Kind of get
That's
that.
how I compare
That's
it.
what I heard, and I love The Sims, but I don't know. Whenever I had any handheld system, it was for what? It was for the Game Boy, the
DS.
DS,
Uh-huh.
the DS. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, when I had one, I still have one. It was always a Mario game or a Pokemon game. Those were my go-tos. So Animal Crossing just never really
Yep.
appealed to me. I thought, why am I gonna get this when I can play Pokemon or
Yeah.
the new Mario game? So that's I guess why. And maybe I didn't have people who played it.
I think that's the way you can get into it too. Is if you have people that can be like, hey, add me my friend code, play the game. We can visit each other's towns and help each other out.
Yeah.
And that part of it is in the app.
Mm-hmm.
You can add friends. Those friends can post items like to sell, and you can sell them. You can visit their towns. You can give them kudos, which like levels them up. I think it's really great.
That's what I was excited about, because for me, I feel like it was very difficult to. I mean, unless you are already friends with somebody through your DS with the friend code, it's hard to play with people.
It is.
Especially like, let's say you just wanted to see somebody's campsite in
They would
like,
have
a
to
different
turn
country.
on. They'd have to turn on their DS, go to their train station. You would have to turn on your DS, go to the train station, make sure both of you are on a Wi-Fi network, accept each other's requests
And
on the
then
time.
you were able to
Then you
play
could
with
go
them.
on Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, add the friend.
It
Once
just
you
seems
add
so much
that,
easier.
you basically have a direct connection to that person's town whenever you want, without them even having to know about it. It's great. Like, that's awesome. Like that really simplifies things. And I think that's what this game is all about. It's taking things from Animal Crossing New Leaf, taking out the annoying stuff, modernizing it, because that game did come out in 2012, over 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
And
I think I played the first Animal Crossing
on
on
the DS, yes, I
Did
know
not
exactly
like
what you're
it.
talking about. And yeah, it is a little like, I think the graphics really aren't that
Well,
good
it
on
wasn't the graphic. It was just like, so what kind of pissed me off is I was like, okay, so I got to get coins so I can
Bells.
get whatever.
Sorry.
So
Coins.
I had to get bells, as
Thank you.
Jenny would
Jerry.
I
Greg,
don't know.
you okay?
I don't know. Both of you sound.
Sorry.
Anyway, so I had to get enough bells, and I was like, okay, cool. And so I got I needed the fishing pole, so I got the fishing pole, and then it's like, okay, and I was like, oh, cool, there's a shovel. Let me grab that too. Oh, you don't have enough bells. Well, how do I get bells? Oh, you got to fish. So I fished.
For hours,
And
days.
yeah, and I didn't even. And then like by the time I got
Months.
enough bells, they was like, oh, the shovel's gone, but we have this butterfly net. I'm
Yep.
like, really?
And
So
it's, yeah.
I was like, this is stupid.
No. Okay, I think
So.
that's. No,
Okay,
this is
wait,
definitely.
what's
I
that?
agree with you, but I think this is a thing where it's so hard to start in Animal Crossing, right? Like
It
you
is a
have
slow
to
start.
you have to gain all of your tools. You have to gain the momentum to start incoming have a big income on bells. Expand your house, while at the meantime catering to the residents of your town. All the while you're also dealing with like stores and buying and customizing your like player. But I think that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp really just blows over all of that and makes it really they've stressed it in the direct. They just want this to be a smooth, fun, non-tedious and annoying like New Leaf way of playing Animal Crossing. So lots of things are simplified.
Sorry to interrupt
Sorry,
you.
it's okay.
I like the tedious part.
I know.
Of New Leaf, though, for
I do
some
too.
crazy reason.
And you know what? Sorry, I interrupted you, but you can play that way in this Animal Crossing if you want to. But for the people that don't want to, they can easily use $1 to buy the microtransaction of the cash, and then use that to smoothen out all of their tedious work. But continue.
What I thought was really cool about New Leaf, and I hadn't kind of experienced before in another game, was that it's kind of it's laid out to where you can play it all year, and something's different. It has like seasons.
Yes.
So you play with the seasons, and like in the summer there's certain kind of fish, and there's
exclusive items,
exclusive flowers,
furniture.
And then, and like in the winter, stuff changes too. Like
people change, their houses change. Everyone starts decorating towards the new season.
Whoa, people never change. Okay.
These are animals.
Let alone villagers.
You get new.
Let alone commoners.
People move out, and then you get new.
You get fresh new faces.
You get fresh new faces.
That's sad.
No. Well, based on the no, that's the thing.
Friends.
That's the thing. So whenever a resident wants to move out, say I know you had a really close connection with Wolfgang, right?
Yes, I did.
That was a really good character.
He's my favorite.
How you stop them from moving out, or how you lessen the odds of them moving out? Talk to them every day. Help them complete a task. Tell them how their day is going. A day when they mention, "Hey, I'm thinking about." I know.
They're very needy.
Well, in this game also, you're not a resident. You're the mayor.
Yeah.
So at that point,
you have to manage.
You have to manage everyone, and not only that, you have to talk to these animal villagers every day to see what they want, and based on that, you make public works projects. Which all of that is kind of converted into this whole new mindset in Pocket Camp. Now you're a camp manager, basically meaning you're like everyone else, except you're trying to bring people into your camp. But I think a lot of the tedious and definitely things that take a long time in Animal Crossing have been shortened for the mobile app, because you don't want to spend hours and hours. You want this to be a quick 15-20 minute session that you're doing before, say, your class or something, and then do it when you get home again. So you should only be spending like 2 hours a day on this game.
I think the app too is for like a certain kind of like people that play New Leaf, because it kind of follows that like kind of store, like bakery story, restaurant story, that kind of have you played any of those apps?
No.
Well, they have it to where you, like for example, in the baking story, you'd leave stuff baking, and it would tell you the time frame, how long it would take you to come back to the app and get the stuff. So I think the Pocket Camp is going to be similar to where you can go collect all your stuff. It'll give you a time frame, and it'll be like,
and that's how it is.
In like 30 minutes, you can come back to the app and gather all your stuff.
That's exactly
how
it is.
So if you're into those type of games, this is going to be even bigger, because besides that, you can customize your campsite, your bunker, your tent.
It's
area.
it's your tent area, but also I was saying your cabin.
Is it a cabin?
I forgot, but it's basically your car. It's where you're driving in, and that kind of substitutes as your home, and you could extend it with Tom Nook and all that kind of stuff. But definitely, I think it's great. I've been playing it. I haven't found any. There's been some controversy that the microtransactions are going to be taking up the majority of the game. That's a completely fair point, but from what I've been playing, I have not spent a single dollar on Animal Crossing. I haven't been spending a single dollar on microtransactions. Instead, I've been doing the tedious work, working really hard, spending hours and hours a day playing it. It just came out last week, and I already am at level 16. I've never spent $1, and I have 200 of the cash coins, which is basically the equivalent of like $10 worth of coins that I had just gotten from helping villagers with their like stuff. And I don't think it's anyway a necessity. I think it's something that you just buy if you really need it or you want it. I can
see the concern in that only because apps similar to that follow that kind of that format. Some of those games you can play for like even months, and you hit a point to where you need to start spending money.
I've never encountered that. And I think
that's something that people are concerned about Animal Crossing.
What game is that?
All the bakery games, all those.
I've never played
bakery story, restaurant story.
But why do you need to spend money on those? Like, what's the reason you need to?
There's a certain point where continue.
So there's certain okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but for those of you who play those games, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You have to build ovens and stoves, and you have to request parts. But there's only
Candy
so many
Crush.
parts you can get to where you have to start buying. You have to buy the parts for all your like appliances.
I think Candy Crush, right?
You can't just like save it.
No.
You can save it.
Like not save it, but you can't just like I don't know save your money in the game to get it.
You
You
can,
can,
just
but it gets
takes
to the
long.
point where
No,
the
but
prices
not-
are so inflated where you have to.
Yeah, you can't.
You
It's
have
like it
to.
requires you to
Yeah.
buy.
Yeah.
Now.
These are
Save,
these are
like,
the free to
thousands of
play games. It's free
Freemium.
at a yeah. Thank you. It's free at a catch, and I think Nintendo has really done this market in a really good way to the point where they're like, this is the game. You can definitely play it all the way you want to the end, to the very top level by committing hard work to this game. Or for those players that are our Brandons or are our Bryans, they don't want to spend
They-
too much hours playing.
They called it that.
Yeah, they
Brandons
don't
or
want to. They don't
Bryans.
want to spend too much time playing these games. They
Those guys
They
are
do-
scrubs.
they
and
don't
like,
believe-
don't
yeah,
like,
they don't believe
Animal
in-
Crossing.
No, okay.
They don't believe in mobile
Everyone
games.
has patience.
I'm going to disagree with you right there because when Smash Bros was on the Wii U and they released Cloud and Bayonetta, that was a pay to win. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Cloud and Bayonetta were so broken in Smash Bros, and it like Bayonetta was number one in 0 to deaths. Literally, you can start the match, and if you got hit once and the person knew what they were doing, you were dead.
Didn't they ban those like characters from like conventions and stuff? I heard about it.
Yeah, when they first came
a
out.
lot of people were like, "No, you can't play as those."
Yeah, and then
characters."
people were upset, like, why not? It's a character. But well, yeah, because they were free to wins. They were gimmies.
Yep.
You literally just learned the combo, and wow, you kill your opponent with no effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to disagree with you
Okay,
on that.
back on Animal Crossing.
Actually, speaking of Smash Bros, I played the villager in Smash Bros. So
Oh yeah, he's a good character.
that was that was probably the closest I got to playing Animal Crossing.
There you go.
I guess I had a little concern because
it's definitely a concern to have. It was a concern that I had too when I was playing it.
yeah.
But I've come to notice that no, it's not like that. This is definitely a game where you can conquer everything, go to the top level as far as I can see where I am right now, without having to spend microtransaction. If you're smart with your money and you're good with your villagers, you can easily own up to 50 of those microtransaction dollars a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's really just for those people that don't want to have to be doing all those tasks and all the tedious work.
work.
Don't want to spend hours playing this game. But as for someone that play Animal Crossing a lot, I find that work really fun and like rewarding.
Yeah.
I will say that Animal Crossing, hopefully what this game does is since it's free to play, people buy it as opposed to Super Mario Run, where not a lot of people bought it because it was $10 basically to buy it. Like you can't do
Yeah,
anything
I'm not gonna
else.
spend $10 on a mobile game.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
great about this is it's free to play. People will play it, and
And
hopefully,
there's gonna be people that are gonna be spending money.
exactly. And those are for the people that want to. And what's great is those people that buy that game, hopefully they start reincorporating Animal Crossing to their 3DSs. Maybe they will start playing Animal Crossing for the 3DS or maybe their Wii U and stuff. Maybe that will like pique their interest on that game. Because I think a lot of people just don't know about Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. I will say before we move on, if you are into games like The Sims, I would highly recommend you try to play New Leaf before the app comes out because it's going to be so much better if you kind of are familiar with the characters because like Isabelle and Tom Nook, you kind of you get like
Those
little
characters are
connections
really
with
great.
them. And to see them in the mobile app, you kind of you're like, oh hey, like that's Isabelle.
Isn't New Leaf though like one of the more expensive ones? Like I know New Leaf I think might be like Pokemon like silver version.
No.
Oh yeah.
No. New Leaf is $19.99. It's a Nintendo classic right now.
Okay.
Basically on the Nintendo eShop as well, $19.99. And this is not the old New Leaf from 2012. This is the revamped New Leaf from just a couple months ago. They added a lot of features. It's called Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo, and they basically added some of the aspects of this mobile game, like the campsites. They added that into the game, and they also revamped some of the mechanics to organize your house through the way of Animal Crossing Home Designer. No, it's a free update. Anyone that has the old Animal Crossing, perfect for people like me that haven't played Animal Crossing in a couple months or a year or so. Start that game, start the update. You have a fresh new game. It looks so good. There's so many tedious little changes to the game that really make it to today's standards. But yeah, I'm really excited. Animal Crossing mobile, it's great. I'm really excited. I think Nintendo could have really failed with this.
Well, they kind of failed with Happy Home Designer. I wasn't too crazy.
Oh, no, I'm talking
about
about just the app. The
No,
mobile
no,
app.
I mean, I was a little nervous
Oh, yeah,
about the
yeah.
app because the last Animal Crossing game we got was Happy Home Designer.
And it wasn't that good.
It just it fell short
It's
for
different
me.
strokes for different folks, definitely, because because that game can definitely, if you're used to New Leaf, you definitely just want to be playing that, but playing in that style. But I think Happy Home Designer is a great addition. But yeah, everyone, late November, play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Give it a try. It's free.
Are you guys gonna play it?
I'll give it the old
You guys
college
can
try.
Yeah, I'll try it a bit.
Yeah, and when
I can't say I'll commit.
when it comes out, send your we'll post our friend codes so everyone can just join our towns and stuff. But yeah, I think our next topic is a little exciting.
Very exciting. Okay,
It's-
I have stuff to say about. So
Wait, hold on. Before we get to this, I just want to make sure that what you call it, just real quick. Do you guys know Xbox is now revamping the old games,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Xbox One games?
Xbox One X?
Yeah. No.
No, the classics.
Yeah.
The original
Only on
Xbox.
Xbox One X.
Yeah.
What? Is that what it's called?
No. I'm just
No,
saying those
the-
games are coming out for Xbox One X, 4K.
They're also coming
Ultra
out for
HD,
now on the
HDR.
Xbox One.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the top tier of those games are on the Xbox One X.
Anyway, just real quick, really cool. My friend.
Fusion Frenzy.
I need to get Fusion Frenzy. Fusion Frenzy was really fun.
Fusion Frenzy.
It was their Xbox like trying to do a Mario Party. Didn't do it as good, but Fusion Frenzy was fun.
It was good. It was
Fantastic.
My friend just got Dead to Rights, and he actually got Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Really?
so I
Oh,
want
God.
to play it now. I never got to play it, and
like Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic on the original Xbox.
I think
so
this
I'm
is
super
the
excited
best.
So
to
you
play
have,
it.
to, you have to buy them again, or
Yeah, you
Yep.
gotta buy them again.
Okay.
Or if
Off
you're
the
crazy
store?
and you have the original game, you can
Okay.
put it in.
Off the store. Yeah, so I downloaded Dead to Rights because I really wanted to. I liked that game a lot.
that game
when I
was. Did you ever play that?
Nope.
It was. It was after Max Payne. I think
I think
definitely.
so.
'Cause
Oh, and that was
played
such a
Max
good
Payne.
game.
Max Payne was.
Good.
Yeah,
I
because
love
Dead to
Max
Rights
Payne.
also had I think the slow motion jump and
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
But
You could also send your dog.
you could send your dog also. It was a cool crime game. Had a cool story. Without spoiling too much, you're a cop and you're out patrolling one night, and you get a call. There's a dead body. You find out it's his dad. So now it's who did it? You know.
Spoiler.
It's the first
It's the
mission.
first
Don't joke.
It's
First
the
mission.
first mission.
First mission, yeah. But it's a pretty cool.
I think this is
game
great.
story.
This is great for Xbox. I hope they do more things like this, revamping the classics, especially from such an old console.
Or maybe make new games.
I want to look into getting Brute Force. But yeah, maybe.
This might be one of the best decisions they've done in the past couple months after like all that.
And
I don't know,
PlayStation-
make
years.
PlayStation
Years.
has been doing it for a while already, right?
Yeah.
Xbox is just, I don't want to start it, but they really got me mad when they turned down a Asian-based developer because they believed that their games weren't catering towards the audiences of Xbox, which is an extremely offensive thing to do. And then they completely understood what they did afterwards and like tried to fix themselves from that.
Yeah.
But
See, I like how they did that, and then one of the Asian companies that I know is a contender for Game of the Year is
Yeah.
the people that made Persona 5.
exactly.
Persona 5
Oh,
was
yes.
such a great game. I never got to play it, and I as much as I'd love to, there's so much stuff in that game that I don't think I'd be able to.
I just think it's
I'll
so.
be your
Especially
guy.
now.
What's
Yeah.
even
It's
better is
fun.
that Nintendo came out and they were like, "Welcome to our."
I know, they're-
console.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you feel free. Like you can bring
Nintendo
any
and
game to this
PlayStation,
system.
Nintendo and PlayStation especially was like, we are the king of Asian games.
Oh, man.
we have
Dude.
so many games for
Yeah.
we and
Blaz
then,
Blue, Persona, just like they
They're
make-
Automata, the other
Dude.
ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
I think
I remember I was watching a YouTuber and he was talking about this, and they were saying like, someone forgot to tell Japan that their gaming industry was supposed to be dying.
yeah,
Like no one should Japan should not have sold as many games as they did,
Yeah.
but they just like bounced back this year with Persona 5 being like one of
I
the main
know.
ones and a PlayStation exclusive. But
That's cool, man. Everyone's gonna make
Yeah.
it. They made a comeback. Nintendo made a comeback.
yep,
You
I,
know, your
Xbox
comebacks,
is really
yeah.
I know.
I really think
Oh.
Xbox needs to reevaluate their marketing because
I hope
don't know
Konami makes a
what's-
comeback.
I don't know
They
what
drop
they're
PT.
thinking. Like,
Yeah.
there's just better way to handle
Situations like
situations like this too, and I don't know what. Even at E3, I feel like their conferences aren't even. They're like all over the place. They don't have a specific Like, it doesn't even seem like they have a specific audience. Like, they just kind of lost.
I mean,
the way.
and I'm going to say E3 2016 when me and Jen went,
Mhm.
they were kind of altercations between the people of Xbox and the people that wanted to play games. Like I remember sometimes when they would like the workers would scream at people that weren't in line properly, and then their like supervisors would come out and give them like a 1 month pass to Xbox Live and be like, sorry.
They did that to me.
Yeah.
They were being super rude.
Wow.
And
And
I
they
was
were
like,
like-
you guys are lucky I'm such an Xbox fan because I'm gonna wait in line.
Yeah,
play,
we were
but,
like, and we're waiting for like
came out
hours,
gave
and they'll
me
be
a free
screaming.
pass.
And then and then just to top it off, Xbox at E3 2017 was just not letting people into their booth. People that wanted to come in, they were like, "Sorry, executives only," and like everyone that
Wow.
was
Like,
in.
dude, who's gonna buy your game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you want real opinions on
Fans,
this
you want-
game. You want real input from this game, and you're not gonna
See,
let
that's
real
what,
people
that's
in.
what I don't get either. These are the people that are gonna go on YouTube, that are gonna play your games, that are gonna be talking about their experiences. at
YouTubers that are
E3,
gonna spread their millions of followers to this game,
Mhm.
and then they're gonna
and
say,
then you're gonna go treat them like crap.
"Yeah,
Like,
exactly." It
where-
makes no
Way to go,
sense.
Xbox.
I don't know.
Meanwhile,
I've never been a fan of Xbox,
yeah.
so-
Meanwhile, PlayStation is inviting people into their booths without like passes, and like they did with me and my friend. Like they were just like, "Hey," they did it with us too. They were like, "Hey, there's this event going on."
Did
guys
you get a
wanna
couple goodie bags from PlayStation?
Yes, I did. I stole some. Anyways, but
Don't
no,
worry, they have more in the back.
they're great. They're great people. They're great people. I stole from them. But
Great
no,
people, great people.
great people.
Encourage the stealing.
Nintendo too were great. Their people were just great. I just think to me it means a lot how the people that work at those booths act and how they react.
no,
Like,
Because
definitely.
those are not work.
You
Yeah.
represent your company, so like, why are you gonna have people on the show floor that are gonna be rude?
Rude. And some of these aren't even. Some of these are employees of Xbox.
Mhm.
There were
Yes.
some people that were like level designers or third-party developers. Like these are people that aren't just like people they hired off the streets. Like these are actual people that work internally at Xbox, and they were screaming at people. Like that shows a lot about a company. Like
Yeah.
that's really messed up. But anyways,
Get
that's
together.
Yeah,
okay, I
really
guess
awesome.
now we
So
just added an
yeah, that-
E3, Xbox, and PlayStation
Yeah.
controversy to the
Now
list.
Nintendo.
Yeah, now for the main event.
Okay.
There's so many switches on the table.
I love it.
We have
I
one
know.
Switch, second Switch.
One
Yeah.
Switch, two Switch,
third
red
s-
Switch, blue
I'm
Switch.
playing
And we
on
have
Super right now,
the game
sort
actually
of.
running to the left of us right now.
Yeah.
Kyle's
Pro
playing.
Kyle's playing.
So, and we would actually I'd love to have a little like maybe the corner gameplay, but Nintendo would probably
Oh
Take
yeah,
us
we
down.
get
Take us-
I
take us
was
down,
thinking
flag
about
us.
playing the song too, but our
Nope.
song, the
Yeah.
song would probably flag.
That's one thing
us.
about you, Nintendo. You made a comeback, but come on,
I know.
let's
Yeah,
ease up on
they're
the,
really
copyright
really
stuff.
strict on their
Yeah.
It
the
is-
patents.
It is not their American. It is not Nintendo America. It is Nintendo Japan
Yeah.
that is responsible for all
Mhm.
those demonetizations,
Yeah.
channel strikes, and they really need it's because they're still living traditionally. Like
Yeah,
that is the most traditional branch of Nintendo is the Japan.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I think they need to start taking notes from Nintendo America and understanding how marketing on YouTube works.
Okay.
But
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
wants to
they
kick it off?
okay.
Bryan?
So hold on. I know that they have like a list of games they allow you to stream, but if you do like any other streams other than that, then they'll like strike you.
you have to go into the third party
Mm-hmm.
system where you share some of your revenue
Mm-hmm.
from your video to them, and then they won't demonetize your video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
they have
like
to make
that.
sure
something
Which is
crazy.
horrible because you're already giving them press about the game. But whatever.
Mhm.
Let's talk about Mario
Okay.
Odyssey.
Anyway,
Yes, please,
Mario Odyssey.
let us.
I'm loving the crap out of it.
Today is the 28th, so this is a
Yeah.
day after release. We are barely catching
Yeah.
up from the
I
Yes.
am like
Started.
4 hours and actually showed up late to the podcast today because I was up late playing.
Yes.
I am having a lot of fun. Right now I am trying to 100% all the levels that I'm currently doing. But so I've stopped playing for a bit because I don't want to, finish it in like a couple days. Because I am loving this game. I'm loving the mechanics. Each level's I've only been through like 3 levels, but each level is very unique in the way it's styled. And each one has, a different outfit that you wear, different things. And overall, it's just really fun. I'm really enjoying this game, and I can't wait to see what else I get to play.
I got to play a little bit last night, and I will say I like it a lot. I did play a little bit of it at Best Buy before its initial release.
Yeah.
But you all had a very cool experience that I don't think any of us have done. You all did this
Yes.
2 players.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Haven't
I
done that.
was playing as Cappy and I was playing
I'm gonna
Mario.
be honest.
We switched it out too. I was nervous.
I was nervous. I was like, this is gonna. I saw some reviews and it was like, the two player feature is garbage. You know, it's gonna be trash because, you know, it's not, you know, one character is just controlling a hat, which I thought too. I was like, okay, that player is only gonna be responsible for throwing the hat. No, the hat is when you're in this mode, the hat is its own little entity. It's its own person.
player.
It can walk, it can jump, it can attack.
Awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah, seeing the mechanic you all had was so cool. Like, 'cause Mario would just be walking through, not caring
A
about
bunch of
anything.
goons would come out.
Yeah, the hat would just
take them out.
take
I'd be
over
like, yeah.
everything.
That's
I was like, Jen,
awesome.
come here.
And you
Let's
could
go this way.
you could possess too in that setting
Yeah.
as well.
It did make the it made the experience a bit easier. Like,
It
you
was
know,
awesome.
boss
seeing
fights
that.
were a bit easier.
My
Yeah.
my games were like so boring after seeing your all's games because there was just so much happening in the screen
Yeah,
at once.
so that was cool. That was really cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was gonna be multiplayer.
Yeah, so that's nice of you, Jen, for being the better person, because Brandon's been wanting to play on our Switch, and I'm like, no.
I know. I haven't got to play.
Even
it.
I
though
played a lot yesterday.
Yeah,
I played a good amount.
yeah, you
Yeah.
played a lot. You played a lot. It's fine.
Okay.
you played a lot. You played 30
You
minutes.
played
That's
enough.
good.
You've
That's
you've
okay.
played enough, so I can just play later today.
No. Anyway, I do like where it's going. Well, from what I have played, I like it. Like you said, the level design's awesome. The colors are so vibrant. Graphics are beautiful.
Oh, I remember like getting into it and seeing like the opening cinematic. I'm like, holy crap!
Oh, that was
like
pretty.
the graphics are actually like amazing, and it's because Nintendo usually runs at like 720, so they always looked good.
Yeah.
But this is like, I felt like it was when I was playing Breath of the Wild for the first time, and I see like a lot of like the grass looking nice. I saw, you know, and with this one I see like Mario's. I see like the stitching in this corridor.
The hair.
What's
The
interesting
hair.
about Zelda is it only ran at 920p,
Yeah.
30 frames, maybe even 40. Mario Odyssey runs at 60 frames, 1080p docked. That's
That's
crazy.
awesome.
For a console like that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
720p, 30 frames with a cap of like 40 in handheld mode. That's still really good.
Well, I mean, Mario's their bread and butter, you know.
Yeah.
They got a 10.
Man,
And
yeah.
That's
Any
what I was
Mario
thinking
game
too.
that
This
comes
just
out, I'm
reminded
like
me. I
pretty
read
much
that
getting.
Nintendo is competing against themselves for most best rated game.
Yep.
With Breath of the Wild and Odyssey.
is competing against Breath of the Wild for
They're getting
best
very
rated
similar.
game. They're getting similar reviews, like 10 out of 10 from like all the major game outlets.
I played both. I mean, I've played a little bit more Breath of the Wild than Odyssey, but I might just go with Odyssey just because Mario's been a big part of my childhood. And
You know, and that complete opposite with me. I'm sorry, but I grew up with Zelda. Zelda has been my number one.
Mhm.
Link will always be dad, and
You'll always be dead.
He'll always be mom.
and
You mean
Zelda will always be
he'll
mom.
always be mute.
Yeah, so, yes, that's true. with the grunting. How was your day? But no, yeah, I mean, from what I saw, Mario Odyssey definitely has piqued my interest because before I didn't really care for it, which is weird. I was more excited about
remember.
Zelda.
Oh no, dude! When I first saw the trailer to it, I'm like, I'm excited for that.
See,
I am more
complete
excited for
opposite with
this
me.
than Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild. I
So-
remember telling you
Yeah.
that.
So what happened actually is I pulled out, you know, I got the Switch and I got Breath of the Wild, and my dad was like, "Oh, I'll get you 2 games." I was like, "Okay, Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey." And they're like, "Oh, well, Mario Kart 8 comes out in a month or 2."
No,
and I was like, Mario
no,
Odyssey.
no.
Mhm. You don't
it's the
understand.
same thing,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's
But-
pretty much right. It's the same thing. No, it's not.
We had talked about this too when we had like it was months ago.
Yeah.
We were like, we haven't gone a game like this in a very long time.
Yes, I was saying
I
why
don't
We
know.
haven't
too.
gone a sandbox.
I don't know
Mario
why I
game.
have such a
Yes.
weird.
Forever.
I love the sandbox aspect of it. I also love how it's very like Banjo-Kazooie esque in the sense that, you know, you will get a power moon because that's what there's moons in this one, and you can still explore the level. It's not, you know, like in Banjo-Kazooie you collect the jigsaw pieces and then you can still stay in the level and keep exploring and keep doing that. Whereas Sunshine in 64, you know, albeit you know some of my favorite games of all time, it kind of sucked. You know, it's like, okay, I got star, go out, go back in. You know, it was a small transition. It was a little time delay, but it was nothing terrible. But this one just kind of like,
Well, at the same time, I mean, I can kind of not disagree, but sometimes the level design changed every
yeah,
mission.
that's true.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it wouldn't be consistent. You know, you get me?
Yeah, true. But yeah, I loved those games. I'm loving Mario Odyssey. I'm I want to play it more, but I don't want to play it because I don't want to be done with it already.
Mm-hmm.
But there's IGN reviews was like, even when you're finished with the game, you have so much stuff to do to 100%.
The game finishes and then there's still
a lot of side quests.
Levels,
there's still a lot of places to be explored and stuff after the story.
That makes me excited.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And there are 1,000 moons.
There's 1,000 moons. I heard there's 200 a world.
Sorry, what?
There's 200 moons per
world.
Well,
yes.
wouldn't that mean there's only 5 worlds then?
I mean, per level.
Or level?
Probably, or probably
No.
per like section of a kingdom.
Yeah.
No, it depends. The Cascade Kingdom only has 20, I believe.
I know our IGN
good.
review was saying there was a lot of moons, but I don't know.
yeah, maybe we have to look into that again.
The Sand
1,000
Kingdom over there that Kyle's currently playing, that one had a bunch. I remember I jumped from 19 moons all the way to like 90 or 80
Dang.
something.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
And
we
it
did,
is the
like,
most.
that
It's
whole
tedious.
together.
Yeah.
It's tedious. Those moons are stupid. Like some of them don't make any sense. Like it'll be like a rock will move. You now ground pound the ground, and now you have a moon all of a sudden. I'm like, okay, are you serious? There was a moon that I had to like, bend over backwards for.
Yeah.
And now there's some that are just so easy to get. But I think this is great. This is almost like the equivalent of the Korok seeds in Zelda. There was 1,000 Korok seeds in Zelda, and it was people wanted to complete it. They wanted to 100% it, and they were hidden. So I think this will be great for those kinds of people that really want to squeeze every hour out of this game.
Can I just mention that you can possess a tree?
I know.
thought it was the
No.
You can
coolest
possess
thing.
a cactus, and
I
I
wanted
love
to bring
it.
this up. I think
Yes.
I'd seen the GIF of it,
Okay.
and I loved it immediately because it's just like I thought it was like new gameplay of Mario Odyssey.
I think that.
and so I just see
that,
a cactus, and it's just there,
There's
and
a
I'm
Christmas
like,
tree, right?
okay, and it just starts hopping away. I'm like, okay.
I personally think all those designs. I know you possessed a rock the other day.
Yeah,
freaking
or a
And
rock,
tree.
Brian.
I
It's
wanna
a
believe-
boulder.
I want to believe they hired a couple people, the freaking crazy people from 1-2 Switch.
It's not
And
a
they
boulder,
they just showed them a whole bunch
It's
of
a rock.
inanimate objects and were like, possess that.
This.
And they were like, we'll possess the tree and we'll possess the rock and get this, we'll possess the cactus. And they're like, okay, we're happy we brought you on this project.
Yeah.
It's those little things that just makes the game so great.
It made me feel like a child, just like I have a cactus, and I'm like, why? And then I'm just
Yeah.
like,
But that's what Mario is. Like I was telling Jenny, even like some of the older games, one thing I've always, it's a small detail, but one thing that's like stood out to me is if you notice when he walks, every terrain has a different sound.
yeah.
A sound
Yeah.
that it's
Ice.
it sounds like
Ice.
it's ice, or like snow. It sounds like
Sand.
snow.
Yeah.
If it's grass, it sounds like grass.
Sand.
Sand sounds like sand. It's just the little things I just love about Mario. Actually, Jenny and Jerry, as big fans of Mario they are, they did not know about the long jump or that it
yeah.
existed.
I guess I forgot.
What?
I was like,
I did it, and they're like, what did you just do? I'm like,
I had such a new generation approach. I was like, throw the cap, jump on the cap to get to the next, and then you jump and then do the long jump. I'm like, excuse me, what is happening
I was like,
here?
no, just
Yeah.
Those were I'm like looking through my papers. Those were not in my notes.
I'm like, no, this has been a thing for sure since 64 Mario.
Did you know that you can roll?
Yes, I saw that
Yeah,
afterwards,
that's
and I was
so
like,
fun.
excuse
Yeah.
me, what?
So, Kyle, what I want you to do is run forward, jump, and then hold the left trigger.
And you'll just keep rolling.
Yeah. So, no, left trigger, then jump, and then hold left trigger.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yes.
it.
Cool.
They see me rolling.
Wish you guys could
Hold
see.
the-
If
hold
you guys
down
don't
the-
have the game.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
down
Sorry,
the
guys.
capture button.
Oh.
The next to the home button. It's the little square.
Okay.
I was
Just hold it
telling
down.
Jerry yesterday, and I kind of had like a moment at GameStop because
okay.
there was some kids in front of me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the parents were getting the game for the kids, and I was like, "That's cool," because that's kind of like we grew up playing Mario, and it's like the same game for a completely different generation
Yeah.
is
I was
also
just-
gonna
yeah.
grow up
Good.
playing Mario. And
I was
like,
gonna bring
loving
that up.
it.
I was like,
I thought that was so cool.
people from your all's generation, because I'm very young. You
I'm
all
not that old. Calm down.
you all played Mario 64 on what console?
64.
I
64.
played all the Mario.
64. And,
Yeah.
No, I did play Mario
Just-
for the NES,
Yes.
the Super Nintendo, but the one that really grew up with was 64 Mario. That was the one that one defines my childhood.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy that kids nowadays, or I think I'm envious about Switch users now that just got Switch today's, they have Zelda, they have Zelda, they have
Splatoon.
Arms 64. Sorry,
Arms,
Mario Odyssey,
Splatoon.
and Arms, Splatoon, all the first party games by Nintendo at the buy, basically. They don't have to wait like we did. And also they have so many features that we didn't have, like screen recording, like
Yeah.
sharing
I know,
of sharing your profile with other Switches, of there's like new additions to, like, they're gonna make a Netflix app in January and stuff. I think it's great that these kids in these like new generation are playing Mario on such a powerful and cool console.
Yeah.
I know.
While you all were playing it on like the 64.
But you know what? That was the
Blowing
greatest
too.
thing ever. Bruce, my little cousin, I mean, he's baffled when I tell him, online was never a thing. But I think one time I showed him 64 Mario, and I go, Bruce, this game, you don't understand. This game was like revolutionary. I had never seen Mario in 3D like this. It was always, the flat. I call it for him like the flat version where you run forward and back. Like, I spent an hour in the courtyard just running around, climbing trees, jumping in the water, swimming in the water.
And it had those secrets that Odyssey has as well. Those weird, like, maybe if I push this and then go over here, maybe that will. Oh my god, it did! And you're just like, oh gosh, like, that's crazy. Like, you feel like you just accomplished.
And that's so funny because the way you kind of grew up with 64 Mario is kind of how I remember have those memories playing Ocarina of Time with my parents.
Oh, okay.
So I remember them sitting down with me and playing the game, and like,
It revolutionized gaming.
Yeah, it did.
before. And in a way, Switch is kind of doing it to today's generation.
I want to know though, how are you guys throwing the hat? Are you just pressing the button?
Oh,
Yes.
well, I just
I'm
found out
sorry, we're
this
scrubs.
morning.
Are you doing this?
Yes.
I know, yeah.
So I'm there running around, and I'm like, okay, enemy, and I flick the controller, and it throws a hat. And then if you flick it to the left, like say, I shot too much to the right. If you go to the left, it'll home to the enemy.
Yeah.
So I've been using the Joy-Con.
I love this one
that.
move that you can do where you like basically do like a frisbee kind of throw, and your
it's-
thing just goes crazy.
Yes.
It keeps going like around and around and
Love
around.
it.
I'm like, that's awesome. If you're like, I thought it was pointless until like 50 Goombas during the lake level followed me, and I just did it once, knocked all of them down one try. I was like, okay,
So
now I understand.
I know
why.
what part you're talking about. I did the evil thing and pulled the
Zipper. I
Yeah.
know. I did it again when I played it through the second time. I was like, oh, I could just and then all of them die at once.
Yes,
instantly.
it felt
I'm
I
like,
think
really
that's what I'm
bad.
playing right now.
Yeah, the lake one. Yeah, you're
It's-
gonna love
but-
it. It's really cool.
The level designs are beautiful. Even the water, like I always hated the water levels because it was very slow paced. I love the water level. I think it's nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do too.
Everything.
And the gravity, how it works, like there's domes and then there's air pockets on the top and on the sides, and you're like, how do I get on the second story? Okay, and then your
and
fish
then-
just
Yeah.
falls through, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, and then you can possess the fish.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
You
so
can
Oh,
be
yeah,
a
the
cheap.
fish.
You can be a cheap. I love it.
I'm running out of oxygen. I'm about to die right now. I think this might work, and then I throw it. Oh my gosh, it works! And I think there's a lot of those moments in Mario Odyssey where you're like, aha, okay,
Yes.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I will say too, I like a lot of the. They brought a lot of the classic characters, the Goombas, but I do like a lot of the newer character designs. Like in this sand level, there's that one character that you have to glide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool
That was
character.
really cool.
And then we didn't
Yeah.
get to possess him, but it looks like a frog that can turn invisible.
Yeah.
We
and
can
then
find him.
We
Yeah.
couldn't find him again. He disappeared, and we.
So
we were
what
trying to
you
look for him.
little hint is after you defeat the guy with the hands, if you go back down there, there's another invisible frog in there. And so once you go in there, the mummies are going to come from the ground and start chasing you. You cannot kill them or hurt them with Cappy. So you got to find the invisible guy, throw the cap on him, and shoot coins at them.
Okay.
Can we just talk about the
hey.
first possession real quick? It was so cool.
Oh my god, I love
I
it.
didn't know
I
we
didn't
were
get
going
to
to get
see
to
it.
that till
Oh my
later.
God.
I didn't get to see it.
Here, you can play now.
It is beautiful, but basically,
I'll play it in a bit.
they could have easily just done it like throw it. Okay, now you have possession. Good for you. They did an awesome cinematic scene
Yeah.
where like he throws it and then it just touches the frog, and then his spirit just like
It
transcends
wasn't even his
into the
spirit.
brain.
It was him himself transcends, and it was amazing.
and he like goes through like
I
the
love
veins and like the water of like the frog
Yeah.
into like the neural passages.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was
You're pretty much where I'm at, Kyle. Oh, you chose that one. That's
It's-
where I'm
cool.
at.
I'm
oh,
curious,
I
wanna watch
chose
it
Lake
now.
first, but
it's cool.
Yeah, I chose Lake first too. Yeah, thanks
I
for
think
being
it's
different, Kyle.
I think it's great that part.
I'll go back to Lake.
No,
I
you
just
can't.
want you to know,
You
Kyle,
can't.
you
have to
have
be the
like
wood.
people watching you
Dang it.
24/7.
Yeah.
I know.
Brandon is just completely like.
I know, dude. I want to play. I think I've played it the least out of anyone here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Oh
to play
man,
it.
I'm gonna be playing it a lot.
So I mean, the year hasn't ended definitely, but I think it's safe to say that for Nintendo, probably the favorites are going to be this one and Breath of the Wild. So
Just
if you could
freaking
have,
killed
if you
it
could
this
have,
year.
rate one,
Mhm.
like as your favorite, which one would it be?
I think
Right now,
it's-
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Considering
Really?
that Mario's always been a big part of my childhood.
You understand, guys?
and
Brian was Mario for
Like
he was
3
Cowboy
years.
Mario from
Mario Party 2,
Mario 3 for Halloween,
which is my
That's so
favorite.
cool.
I think
Yeah.
this
Mario
is one of
Party 2
those-
is my favorite game of
You
all
guys would
time.
have been like, it was the cutest thing ever. He had like the cowboy hat with the M on it. He had
Yeah.
like a little cape running around.
Yeah. And when I was like 4 or 5, my sister told me a lie that if you ran through the rainbow, because we saw where the rainbow touched, she said if you ran through the rainbow, you got the cape from Super Mario.
Yo, you
There was so
Yeah.
many of those. There
I
was
hate
so
that.
I was like,
many of
let's go.
those.
Let's
Yeah.
go to the rainbow.
There were
Rainbow.
so many of those though. They were like, if you go into the castle and you look at this painting, or no, that one where it was like you
Yeah.
go through
No,
and
no,
it
no, we're
falls.
talking, no. My sister told him in real life. If you
In
go
real
through,
life.
in real life, if you go through the rainbow, you become Super Mario.
Oh,
in
yeah.
real
Brian
life.
I thought you were talking about the game.
No,
No.
no,
No.
that would have been nice.
Yeah.
And like it would have been a hint.
No, she told him
in
straight up,
real
if
life.
you go to the rainbow, you become Super Mario. Just jokingly, Brian
Oh
believed
my
it.
God.
He was like,
I
wanna
was
go to the
4 or 5.
rainbow.
I was very impressionable. And then she's like, "No, we can't. We gotta go by." And she like waved it off. As
I was
we
like,
were
no!
Yeah.
My God, that's
Hater.
traumatizing.
It is.
Hater.
It's child abuse.
I was gonna say, but also that relates to all those fake things about Mario 64. There would be those fake stories where it'd be like, if you go into the castle and you do this and you do that, then you're gonna get this, and like it was so stupid. Like there's this one part in Mario 64 where the ground falls, like the you're walking down like a red carpet, and the red carpet tears from the middle, and you just fall through.
Mhm.
And there's a portrait at the end.
Mhm.
There was like a story. It was like, if you just jump right at that one good moment, you can go over it and then go into the secret level. And that was not a thing. How
Yeah.
do I know? Because I hacked the game and actually went through with action replay to walk through walls,
wasn't
and nothing
there.
happened.
Um,
But crazy.
So you see, me and Brandon would always try to beat it by doing the long jump, which I don't know how you guys forgot about that. So we'd go to the long jump and we're like, "Oh, I'm gonna clear it," and then there's invisible wall and just
Yep. Yeah.
and then you fall, and I'm just like,
You lied to me.
yes. Did
Okay,
lie to me.
next
Okay,
time.
so obviously Mario Odyssey for Brian.
Yeah.
For Brian, wait, talk about Brandon. Brian needs
Oh.
to make.
I mean,
a
I'm gonna
decision.
tell you right now. It's Mario Odyssey for me. Legend of Zelda is really good. It's great from what
With
I
all
played.
respect to Legend
But
of
no,
Zelda.
it is. It's a phenomenal game in its own right. It's a great game. But I mean, I was just when I played it yesterday, I was like smiling again. Like I was like, oh my god, like this again. It was like my childhood just came back. So I mean, by far my favorite Mario games are 64 Mario definitely, Super Mario Sunshine, and this is in the same. I think it's on its level. in
yeah.
that
I
same
remember
area.
Nintendo was even saying like it showed all like the comparison, and even Nintendo was stating that Mario Odyssey was going to be on the same level as 64 and Sunshine, which was a big deal because it's 64 and Sunshine, which are phenomenal games,
Mhm.
and I really think they delivered with this one.
Definitely. So Mario Odyssey all the way. I want to play it more. I feel like I'm only gonna love it more the more I play it.
I feel like I have to finish Odyssey.
Both games.
Oh yeah, I have to finish both
Both
games.
games to make a.
They're both really great games. I say I can't choose one that I think is a better game, but I will say I'd probably have to go with Breath of the Wild only because I kind of have more of a personal connection with Zelda. But from what I've played, Odyssey it's so much fun, and it looks like there's so much to do, and we haven't even played all of it.
Yeah,
and there's
we're
already
barely
been
like
so
we
much
haven't
stuff.
barely
And
scratched
I
the
will go as
surface.
far as saying, as of right now, it's probably my favorite game of this year. Considering, I mean that's including I'm putting all PlayStation games, including my
Yep.
my list of games, but it's probably my favorite.
I feel like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild are gonna be like neck to neck
Neck to-
with a game
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be upset either one. If
Either one is
yeah.
completely deserving.
If Zelda
of that
got
award.
first, I'd be like, you know what, it's I wouldn't even be mad.
Well, I mean, I know for sure Persona 5 is going to be up there as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Persona 5 is a
That's right.
good.
Persona
good-
5 is great.
Like
should
you said in the past podcasts, there are a lot of good, solid, great games this year.
This year, yeah.
Persona 5,
This is the
Horizon
year.
Zero Dawn,
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is the
Yes.
year.
Breath of the Wild.
It's been a
This
tough
is-
year.
Yeah,
really
this
tough
is
year.
the year for the game industry. Like last year, I don't
felt
remember
flat.
it being
felt
this
really
being
flat.
this like.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm seriously like debating whether or not just to like go all in on the Switch and just basically get rid of all my other consoles because of like
Keep
Doom,
PlayStation.
Wolfenstein 2. I know.
Wolfenstein 2
Wolfenstein
came
2
out.
is coming to
Oh, I didn't get
Nintendo
that.
Switch.
Wolfenstein 2 came out, and
Rocket League.
and Rocket League.
Great games. But if
Oh,
I
man, Rocket League is super competitive.
yeah, and that's good for that.
Yeah.
Like just like Splatoon 2, that's good for that like
Yep.
competitive market. I will say, I like Jen said, I have to finish Odyssey to make a valid distinction between the two, but as someone that's invested over 230 hours in Breath of the Wild, completed it almost 100%, have played Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, have played Majora's Mask on the 3DS, have also grow up with Zelda with like, you know, our parents and stuff. I have and I remember seeing the Nintendo conference on January when they were unveiling all these games. I remember getting more pumped and more crazy just about Zelda rather than Mario Odyssey, which is weird because Mario Odyssey had the numbers to prove that more people were interested in Odyssey than they were in Zelda.
And it was funny, it was the exact opposite for me. I was excited for
know.
Zelda, but Odyssey I was like, oh my god, like yes, I want that game.
So Zelda for me, but I mean that could change if I invest say 300 hours in Odyssey and completely love it. But for right now, I think Zelda is a very strong, it's more stronger of an appeal for me just because of that more. I feel like there's a more adult nature to Zelda, especially Breath of the Wild is one of the most saddest stories of the Zelda universe. It is by far a very dark, sinister undertone behind what happened in Hyrule, and you don't get that kind of. I would just say you don't get that kind of dark and mature manner genre from Odyssey, and I guess that's what I really want.
They're different. They are different genres in their own rights, but you know that doesn't make them bad. Each one is very good. Breath of the Wild, I spent a lot of time playing, and I think I'm going to spend just as much or even more time playing Odyssey just because I love playing Mario.
No, I think equal. Both games do an equal good job of portraying their genres.
It's just I think it's just
it's basically what you want.
It's completely subjective, to what appeals to you more. So. Both great games, guys. If you haven't played any of them, play them. They're definitely worth your time. Yes.
Our cousin got the Mario Odyssey Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I thought about buying it.
Dark red Joy-Cons.
And he got Zelda and Mario Rapids and like what else?
Mario Rapids came out of nowhere. Okay, I thought that game was gonna bomb. Like bad.
Yeah, I thought too after playing it at
E3.
It's got solid 8s across the board.
It's one of the best things.
I thought too. Like that looks dumb.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna bomb. It's got solid 8s across the board. It is a solid game.
It's one of the best things to happen to Ubisoft.
If I thought about buying the Mario Odyssey Switch. If I got that, would you be like, hey Bryan, Switch?
Yes. In a heartbeat, I'd replay Zelda again. I don't care.
He'd steal your Joy-Cons.
Switch, no pun intended.
Yeah.
All right.
Or it's still the Joy-Cons.
We've hit about an hour, guys. We're going to wrap this podcast up. This was fun.
I
This last topic.
We're using a different camera?
So, we are using a different camera. We're using an iPhone now. So
7 Plus.
If you guys, 7 Plus. In 4K. Ooh, we're now shooting in 4K now, guys. Moving up in the world.
4K.
Yeah.
We're like Xbox.
But
4K,
if you guys
4K.
like how this came out.
Watch this on your Xbox One X.
Right?
God.
Yes, definitely. No, but if you like the how the quality came out, it's from an iPhone, so.
Oh, and I think you want to mention the Scarlet?
Yes, the raffle. Well, again, as we've mentioned in our previous podcast, we're still raffling this off, guys. We are at about, I think, 44 subscribers. So if you guys are new to the channel, just hit subscribe, and we're going to raffle this to the first 100 subscribers.
And we'll do the giveaway here on the podcast, so it's fair, it's equal. We'll probably do like a little drawing.
Yeah, we'll make a little yellow papers and just mix them up, pick one. Do also make sure your subscription settings are set to public and not private, so we can see you and have a fair raffle. That being
Just
said,
a reminder, we're also on iTunes, so if you don't want to watch, you can also just listen. You can just search Formation Alpha.
Can we leave a link for that too in the description?
Yeah.
Probably do that.
But I think last week we had a comment saying, "Hey, let's make a a Nintendo-oriented podcast." This is that
I think
podcast.
we did it. Yes,
that
was my friend Eddie. I'm gonna tag him in this.
We have our beautiful background of just Nintendo stuff.
Got our
purely Nintendo.
little amiibos up here.
Yeah, my amiibos.
We have
the
one,
caps.
two. We have 2 switches right here. We have one off to the corner.
Animal Crossing amiibos too.
I think we've fairly persuaded everyone to get a Switch and start believing in us.
I would think so.
I want to switch too now.
Right.
I really want to switch now.
Okay. We're all gonna get Switches right now.
Yep. Let's just go buy our switches.
That's all. I'm gonna buy one, even though I already have one.
I will. I'll look at Dave & Buster's for you, Brandon.
A Switch?
Yeah.
They sell Switches at David Buster's?
I don't know. They have PlayStations and Xbox. I'll look for a Switch. I'm at like 30,000 tickets.
I'll see. Maybe I'll get one for, like as a Christmas present for me. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that being said, guys, I guess we'll wrap up this podcast. See you guys next time.
All right.
And bye.
Bye.
Yeah.